Dear students, in this video, we are going to discuss the general rules for changing direct speech into indirect speech. We start with change in tenses. If the reporting verb is in the present or future tense, the verb in the reported speech is not changed. Let's take one example. The boy says Vinay is leaving for the day. Indirect will be the boy says that Vinay is leaving for the day. Here we can see that the reporting verb is in the present tense. So the verb in the reported speech is not changed. The boy says that Vinay is leaving for the day. Note that the verb is has not changed. Let's take another example. Mohan will say, I can't come. So the indirect will be Mohan will say that he can't come. Here we can see the reporting verb will say is in your future tense. If the reporting verb is in the past tense, the tense of the verb in the direct speech changes as follows. First, the simple present tense changes to the simple past tense. Let's take an example. Ramesh said, I share a large pizza with my friend. Indirect will be Ramesh said that he shared a large pizza with his friend. Here we can see that the reporting verb is in the past tense. So the tense of the verb in the direct speech changes from simple present to simple past. Second rule, the present continuous changes to the past continuous. Let's take one example. Nisha said, I am baking a cake for my daughter. So here we can see that the direct speech, I am baking a cake for my daughter, is in your present continuous tense. And this will change to past continuous. Nisha said that she was baking a cake for her daughter. Next, the present perfect changes to the past perfect. Let's take one example. The teacher said to the students, you have completed your work on time. So, you have completed your work on time is present perfect tense. It will change to past perfect. Let's see. The teacher told the students that they had completed their work on time. The simple past tense will change to the past perfect. Let's take one example. Akshay said, I finished the project earlier. Now, I finished the project earlier is your simple past tense. It will change into past perfect tense. So, indirect will be Akshay said that he had finished the project earlier. Next, the past continuous tense changes to past perfect continuous. Let's take one example. The captain said to the batsman, you were batting well. The indirect will be the captain told the batsman that he had been batting well. So next, may changes to might and can changes to could. Let's take one example. Rita said, I may accompany my mother to the get together. So the indirect may will change into might. Rita said that she might accompany her mother to the get together. Next, shall changes to should and will changes to would. Let's take one example. Garima said, the carpenter shall come on Sunday. The indirect will be, Garima said that the carpenter should come on Sunday. So now here we've just put the changes in the form of a table. Indirect speech, simple present tense changes to simple past tense in indirect speech. Present continuous changes to past continuous. Present perfect changes to past perfect. Present perfect continuous changes to past perfect continuous. Simple past changes to past perfect. Past continuous changes to past perfect continuous. Is, am, are changes to was or were accordingly. Have and has changes to had, was or were changes to had been. Will or shall changes to would or should. Can or may changes to could or might. Must changes to had to. Next rule. If a sentence in direct speech conveys a universal truth or a habitual fact, the tense of the indirect speech is not changed to the past tense but remains the same. Let's see one example. She said it rains heavily during the rainy season. So here it rains heavily during the rainy season is a universal truth. So the tense here will not change in indirect speech. Though the reporting verb is in your past tense, the tense of the reported speech or the direct speech will not change. She said that it rains heavily during the rainy season. Let's take another example. Mother said Rima is always helpful to others. So indirect speech will be Mother said that Rima is always helpful to others. Now we have change in personal pronouns. While converting the direct speech into indirect speech, the pronouns within inverted commas, remember the pronouns within inverted commas change as per the following rules or the method. The first person pronouns, that is I, me, my, we, our, us, ours, mine, are changed according to the subject of the reporting verb. By this time, you know what is the subject of the reporting verb and what is the object of the reporting verb. So, direct speech, he says, I have a new water bottle. Here, he is your subject of the reporting verb. So, the pronoun within the inverted commas, that is I, will change according to the subject of the reporting verb. He says that he has a new water bottle. Next, the second person pronouns, that is you, your, or yours, are changed according to the object of the reporting verb. Now let's see an example. Rita said to him, you can sing well. Now here, him is your object of the reporting verb. Said. You can, said. So the indirect speech will be Rita told him that he could sing well. The third person pronouns do not change. Change in words and expressions of time, place, and position. Now, while changing a sentence from direct speech to indirect speech, we need to change the words that point to time, place, and position of something. Let's see one example. Meena said, I met an old friend yesterday. Here, yesterday tells you about the time, so it will change. In the indirect speech, Meena said that she had met an old friend the day before. So, yesterday changes to the day before. Let's see some more changes which happen from direct speech to indirect speech. Now changes to then. Tomorrow changes to the next day or the following day. Last night changes to the previous night or the night before. Later changes to after. Yesterday changes to the previous day or the day before. Today or tonight changes to the day, that day or that night. Ago changes to before. Just changes to then. At present changes to at that time. Next week changes to the following week. This is all for your rules of converting direct speech to indirect speech. Thank you.